Good evening. It is Wednesday, November 13th, and what 1313. And for 1313, we are looking at the special Rob Ford bobblehead edition. That's what we'll be talking about tonight on the Convergence Report. I'm Mike Thomas, and we're live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media here at the 720 Ouellette at the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator for XZ's TV. Tonight on the Convergence Report, like I said before, we will be talking about that charade of yesterday, November 12th, down at Toronto, I think it was City Hall. I'm not sure even where it was at in regards to the bobblehead, special Rob Ford bobblehead. I don't even understand what that was all about, but we'll talk about that. And of course, we'll talk about the Harpo Duffy report, and then we'll get into the Facebook. I saw that. Facebook karma, I saw that. Okay? So, I am Mike Thomas. This is a Convergence Report, and we will be back live stream by Noxtrom Digital Media right after this.
You're watching XZ TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. You are watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas. And tonight, you know what, but give me my first slide there. We just want to remind everybody, this is live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media, XZ's TV, right here at the 720 Ouellette at the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator. And I do tell people, if you're watching now, fantastic. We're trying to get as many live viewers as possible, but you can see this on YouTube after we kind of do the show. We kind of boom and we bounce it up there. So if you want to, give us a lot of views, subscribe to Noxtrom Digital Media's YouTube, and you get to be able to take a look, see this, make some comments, let us know what you think about the show. Okay, back to the show tonight. I was following it all yesterday, and it was on Twitter. That's where it kind of started for me. It was on Twitter. Again, it's a social media based show, and it was the Rob Ford. So if you got it up there, and I call them Rob Ford, and I make sure I got it up on Twitter, and I labeled it for XZ's TV. You see Sun. The Toronto Sun they call it the Robbie Bobby, but that's because I took Robble because it was just, I couldn't believe it. I said, what is he doing after all this stuff that's going on? At first I saw the spin doctoring. I'm going, who did they hire to say, we can make some of this stuff go away by having a Robble Bobble Day down at City Hall. I believe it was at City Hall. Going to my next slide, you kind of see it looking like him. I don't even understand it, whether or not they rushed this. Was it pre-planned? He's just unbelievable. So you look at my next slide, and we talk about it being ridiculousness. Okay, I know that's a TV show on MTV, but we're look at the lineup of people. There was a lineup of people, hundreds of people that lined up to get this silly bobblehead. It's not even about whether or not Rob Ford should be the mayor, should he step down. But you know what? All the extra pump he gets, all the attention-seeking Mayor Rob Ford, all the attention that he gets just makes him still think that he's some kind of rock star. And all the people that lined up for him, it was unbelievable. Again, I did my Twitter. I said, look at the idiot lemmings running for the cliff, and they should bring Robble with them. That's what I tweeted. That was my answer to that particular one that went up there. And then, as the day went on, there was a few more. Everybody was kind of hitting them left and right, preparing, I guess, for last night's City Council, where they're trying to get a motion. They're trying to get rid of him. And he's just being cocky. He's fighting with everybody. It just doesn't go away. And all of a sudden I heard, which we knew was going to happen, just because of the amount of American exposure that he got. And it wasn't good exposure. You had David Letterman joking with Paul Schaefer, who's Canadian. You had Jon Stewart. You had Colbert. You had Kimmel. You had Leno, even Jay Leno. And they're saying, just how ridiculous it is for a city that size to have a joke of a mayor, real bobblehead mayor, Rob Ford. And from that, you can kind of leave it right there, eBay selling. And if you want to look at my next slide, Alex, this is what is kind of unbelievable. I didn't believe it till I saw it. And it might be difficult to see, but it's an actual eBay slide that was kind of popped up on, I think it was on Facebook. I searched it. I searched it on the internet, and here it is. And it's actually called, a rare Toronto Mayor Rob Ford bobblehead. Okay, Number 127 out of 1,000. So he must have had 1,000 bobbleheads yesterday. And a crack scandal. Okay. $200 US for a Rob Ford bobblehead, Robbo bobblehead, and I just can't believe somebody's going to grab it. You just know that somebody's going to grab it, and that's exactly how it went. And it was just it's just the crazy world that we live in. And again, all that attention just kind of popped. And again, it takes away. It's almost like it's between him and Steve Harper, where they do things to take away from what's really happening. It's ridiculous at the end of the day. So if you give me my next slide up there, and this was it was like I think what was what I said. How low can you go? How low can you go? And I said, gee whiz, Bobble Robble, how low can you go? And that is looking at him holding a baby. And I kind of put it as, it is a potential Toronto voter reacting to Bobble Robble Ford's pre-election pitch for next year. Okay, baby crying its eyes out. What, are we kissing babies? We got bobbleheads. Like, does he really think, does his spin doctors, does his staff really think that if we do these types of things, that he's going to be able to sweep this under the carpet and make it go away? You know what? If he doesn't want to step down as mayor, he doesn't want to go to rehab. That's one thing. But at the end of the day, this is almost kind of ridiculous what he's doing as mayor of Toronto, just making it worse. I guess it takes away from the videos, but it makes it worse. So, put my next slide up there, Alex. I got a couple one, and I threw this one up here. Here's the actual pic of the actual bobblehead. And what question I have for my viewers is it Rob Ford or was it really Doug Ford? Okay, so are we getting the two mixed up? And I really, in my opinion is going forward is that I believe that they're trying to make this kind of put Band-Aids all over it, because I think who's going to run for Mayor of Toronto next time around is going to be Doug Ford himself, not Rob Ford. And I think they're positioning himself, it's all about timing. They know it's very, very critical, and they're going to, whether or not it's a rehab issue, whether or not it's kind of moving it down the road, but currently they're just stalling to position and put positioning in place for the next election, and that's what they're trying to do. And it could very well be that it's going to be Doug Ford, not Rob Ford. So then my next slide up there, Alex. I put it back up there. I had it here last week, and it was the McKenzie. It was the Ford McKenzie brothers. I only did that, with the coo 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 coo, is because I was talking to my daughter's boyfriend, and I guess I went with humor that was a little too old, and he didn't remember SCTV, and he didn't remember the McKenzie brothers. So with that, go to my next slide, Alex. Okay, go to my next slide, and that is maybe Chris Farley. Okay, because here we go. Here's Chris Farley, and it wasn't Chris Farley. Same thing, looking exactly like Rob Ford. Okay, who hasn't said that before in regards to I smoke crack only in drunken stupors? Because it wasn't one video. Once the first broke, how did the second one come about? Okay, and that's where they got him jumping up and yelling and screaming and threatening, and it was just a bizarre. The first one was way more bizarre than just smoking crack. It was bizarre, him jumping up and down a hotel room, and I kind of looked at that, to me, quite honestly, similar to like the radio call-in show, where it sounded like it was Rob Ford calling in. It was almost like this one was kind of orchestrated, trying to build up some sympathy for him, to try to get him to go to rehab, because how do you know that you're not being videoed in your own office, in a hotel room, or wherever the heck that he was, that nobody was able to intervene at this point in time? I think that's craziness. And why was that one held back for so long? So, there's a lot more behind the scenes here between the two crazy Ford brothers, and let's hope that they can not sweep this under the carpet. Let's hope that we can move this along and get Toronto with the respect and a respectable mayor that they should have had in the first place. This is unbelievable, but again, it is politics, the new politics as we know it now. I am Mike Thomas. This is the Convergence Report. I will be back right after this.
You're watching Exist TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor from the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. In my next slide there, Alex, as I always kind of lead in Okay, you are watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas. This is live stream. I got it up on the screen. It is live stream by Noxtrom Digital Media for XE's TV. And then from there it goes to YouTube. So I try to tell people, okay, you're watching it live, fantastic. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's up on YouTube if you want to kind of pick your best spots. Okay, refer to other people, subscribe to Noxtrom Digital Media. That would be really helpful for us as we're trying to really establish a great viewership, and having a lot of fun on this show. And you know what? And by no doubt, I'm going to keep the politics and current affairs in place. Sometimes I didn't even have to talk about Windsor politics because other cities or federally with Stephen Harper, they give you so much to talk about anyways. So in saying that, my next slide up there, Alex, is going to be back to the Harper-Duffy report. As again, it's just, it's the charades and the charades and the charades again over and over. It's just unbelievable what we are going through as far as the federal government. I could see, like, at least Rob Ford acts like a donkey. Stephen Harper is just like he's just immune to what's happening around him. And we'll talk about that in a minute. We just had the throne speech. I keep talking about that. We just had it. It was every issue. Stephen Harper's staff, or Stephen Harper himself, he tweeted up point after point after point after point when Parliament resumed. Okay, and it just like, where did that come from? Well, how could we have missing information? And we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let me get my next slide up there, Alex. As I said, I follow all kinds of different parts. I follow all kinds of different parts of social media to put my show together. And maybe I should have briefed Alex with this one on the production staff. But there was a joke that I received, and like I said, it was from Ken C. It was from Ken C. And it kind of threw it in my email, and it was in relation to Pamela Wallin and Mike Duffy. So I'm going to go for it. Politics and religion. That's what I'm going to bring to this show. So it's really and truly what it is. It's a priest on his deathbed. I'm just going to read it right out. An old Canadian priest lay dying. He sent a message for Pamela Wallin and Mike Duffy to come to the hospital. Okay, immediately. When they arrived, they were ushered up to his room, and as they entered the room, the priest held out his hands and motioned for them to sit on each side of his bed. The priest grabbed their hands, sighed contentedly, smiled, and stared at the ceiling. For a time, no one said anything. Both Duffy and Wallin were touched and flattered that the old man would ask them to be with him for his final moments. They were also puzzled because the priest had never given any indication that he particularly liked either one of them, and for good reasons. Finally, Duffy asked, "Father, why did you ask for the two of us to come here?" The old priest mustered all his strength and then said weakly, "Jesus died between two thieves, and that's how I'd like to go." Ba-boom, ba-boom. Okay, so anyways, that's part of the Harper-Duffy report. Okay, just to let you know. And my next slide. Give my next slide up there, Alex. This is what I was talking about before in regards to, and I call him now the great magician Stevo Harpo. And this was a slide that had been out there before, and it goes, "I don't always lose $3 billion, but when I do, I make sure it's your money." And that was when, we've lost, through the auditor's report, $3 billion is missing. Where the CPP is being threatened, money's being kind of mismanaged through the unemployment insurance fund or employment insurance fund, and then out of the blue, and again, because I was following Twitter quite a bit yesterday, and it said, in fact, this is from PM Harper himself. In fact, we expect the surplus to reach almost $4 billion in 2015 to 2016. That includes a $3 billion risk adjustment. All of a sudden, this comes out that all this money is going to be available. And you just kind of wonder why. Why was it time for now? Why wasn't it part of the throne speech? Why weren't we talking about it now? What was Flaherty? We're kind of a little bit late doing the books. I said, now I did my own tweets right back to PM Harper, at PM Harper. We now have the info, and I said creative bookkeeping, again, spin doctoring. What is going on?
Maybe they say, start the printers.
Start the printers. Maybe that's what he's getting the $3-4 billion for. I said, Bobble Stevo, we should be hanging with Bobble Robble. Gee whiz, how dumb do you think Canadians are? And you know what? Keep on doing it, okay? Because you don't think the people are going to vote. And you think that, you're just going to get Saskatchewan, because you got Saskatchewan doing some of your dirty work for you. You're just hoping to Toronto. And again, that was really one of the biggest things for Stephen Harper. One day he's at Bobble Robble's backyard barbecue, and again, no statement on blue conservative Toronto on what to do right now. So he turtles when he needs to, or excuse me, ostrich in the sand when he needs to be, and then announcing $3 billion surpluses or $4 billion surpluses. It's almost ridiculous in that how he actually treats the minds of Canadians to think that we're that stupid. It's just almost unbelievable. Okay, so that's my little bit on the Facebook karma. And with that, Alex, you know what? We're going to take another little break. I am Mike Thomas. You are watching the Convergence Report right here, live streamed by Noxtrom Digital Media out of the Downtown Windsor Business Accelerator at 720 Ouellette for XE's TV. We will be back, okay, with Facebook Karma right after this.
You're watching XE's TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor, from the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. You are watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas, and I call it Facebook karma, and I do try to explain what that means. Okay, there's a lot of things. It should be Facebook, Twitter karma. Okay, because what goes up there, and people just grab and post and grab and throw, and they give you so much content. You could and you do and part of my karma is I waste quite a bit of my time being that I saw that on Facebook. So I try to kind of find some different things, get some different information. Do my little orange barrel report. This will be a little bit different for a change on orange barrels there, Alex. Give me my next slide. That'd be great. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, and orange barrels. Normally I kind of report out. Usually WindsorRight.ca has a good comprehensive update each Monday, Tuesday. Because I'm doing it Wednesday, I was able to catch something else. And so my next slide there, Alex, in regards to actually something opening up. Orange barrels that are disappearing. Okay, it does happen. What people said, no, this doesn't happen. It's impossible. The orange barrels, okay, they magically appear and they magically disappear. Something finally opened up, and it was the Tecumseh Roundabout at the intersection of Riverside Drive and Manning. Okay, is now open to vehicle traffic starting this afternoon. This particular day, or this Wednesday, November 13th. It's been closed since early September. But what's really significant here is that the Rotary Club has their wheel sculpture in the middle. They really ended up, as Rotary Club of Windsor St. Clair basically sponsored this roundabout. So that's something a little bit different. It's something maybe we haven't seen. What people throw like a little bit sponsored dollarships towards something, so they'll be able to put their mark on a community. Which I'm saying that's a good thing. That's okay. So it's a Rotary idea of service above self, and that was explained by Club President Vicki Houston. As people drive around this intersection, we hope they too will be inspired to serve, which is again an excellent message, excellent way to go about business. And they've had, and I've seen it on the news. I think it was Stephanie Moniz from the OPP. She has been repeatedly, I think it was on cable. I think it was on the cable 11, and just a little bits, and they're trying to get people to understand how to drive in roundabouts. We know some people are still struggling with the concept of the yield or what to do. You shouldn't be attacking them. I know you got to be a little aggressive getting in and out, but people are going so fast, you don't know whether they're going to stop or which way they're going. You still need to indicate which way you're going to turn, whether you're going to go veer off to the left or to the right or go straight. So you need to have, you need to really practice your yield skills in doing that and knowing what you're doing going to a roundabout. Work still continues in the area just north because they have the pumping station there, but that's one of the things that they're trying to do. So anyways, the Tecumseh Roundabout opens. No orange barrels there. The next little bit I have there, Alex, is in regards to the Potato Fest. Okay, so the Potato Fest, it is at St. Clair Center for the Arts on Riverside Drive. It's tomorrow, November 14th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's $10, $10 to get in. It supports a very good cause. It supports all children with cancer. It supports, remember what I'm going to see there. martial arts program. Some different things that's doing it, okay? And that was, again, I got that one off of Facebook. If we go to my next one, and this was, again, a Facebook posting from a Tracy R. And what it is a most of the meeting, Windsor Essex Health Coalition meeting at the Windsor Public Library, November 16th, this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. At 850 Ouellette, just down the street from us. And you know what, trying to get people to come out. It's kind of almost like it's a follow-up, okay, from the town hall that was held in Essex, Ontario yesterday in regards to the thoracic surgeries or the changes to that. I know Teresa Perusa is trying to, she's making statements saying it's not going to move, it's not going to happen. You have, I'm trying to think which Windsor Regional Hospital saying we're going to still do the surgeries. We're not going to give in to government, like, you know, especially, I'm going to tell you right now, if you look at the rates of cancer, okay, in Ontario, if you went, you know, do your Google search, okay, check out Windsor, Ontario. Our rates tend to be, whether or not it's significantly higher or not, they are definitely higher than the norm, than the average, than the Ontario average, and more so the Canadian average. So you know what, to remove that type of immediate surgery, okay, from this immediate area, Windsor Essex County area, it's just craziness. So they're going to try to do a follow-up, I guess, Windsor Essex Health Coalition on the Saturday at the library at 10:30 a.m. And we need to save our services in Windsor Essex. It's got to be a constant fight. It is all about the money. And there's not enough money in Ontario right now to go around. And everybody's projecting surpluses and all the great things that are happening, but there seems to be a lot of cuts made for everybody for the politicians to meet their goals. So that's another thing that's a little bit crazy going on. And my next slide, Alex, is I'm not going to wind it out yet, but I'm going to continue on because this really is it. And you know, I'm going to bring my other slide back up. I'm going to bring my Super Bowl predictor slide back very, very shortly. But you're looking at the Detroit Lions last week. Sole possession. The last time I reported out that 3 teams were all 5-3. Green Bay's lost their quarterback. Chicago, actually, Cutler tried to do the best he could. I was going to call him a crybaby this week. He actually came back, tried to play. I don't know if his groin again or hurt his ankle, but he had to leave the game. Detroit hung in there, hung tough, got the lead back. Chicago did come back, and they had to go for the 2-point play. And here it was, and I didn't get to see it, so I talked to my son afterwards, and it was 2 tries. You know, Detroit's always gotta make it spine tingling. Okay, so it was 2 tries for them to get into the end zone. I tried to tie up this game, make it go to overtime, and then I think it was highlight of the night. Everywhere I saw Nick Fairley high-stepping because he stopped one of the premier running backs, Matt Forte, in the backfield for a loss to win the game 21-19. So that was excellent. We are now 6-3, sole possession of first place. And you know what? From that one game a couple weeks ago where all the fans left, the greatest finish that wasn't seen. The Lions are sticking it to the fans right now, saying, you know what, stay with us, watch us. Guess what? We are real. Okay, they're showing us that they are real. Okay, so, and saying that now we got a road trip coming up. Let's do the road trip. I had to talk about. I did a little research on this one too because it's just one thing after another. Road trip to Pittsburgh. They're gonna be playing in Pittsburgh, and being that I've been to a game at Ford Field when Pittsburgh was there, it was almost crazy because there were so many Pittsburgh fans and less Detroit fans. Now Detroit was still coming out of their bad vibe, so there was a lot of Pittsburgh people got tickets. So it was almost watching a Pittsburgh Steeler game in Detroit. So we're now going to see how we're going to make it. The Lions are now going there. They have not won there in 9 tries. They are seeking to win their first division title in 20 years. They haven't been in first place this late since 1999. And again, they're saying this is almost like the Washington scenario. Not as long as the Washington scenario, but they have not won in Pittsburgh in 9 tries. And Pittsburgh themselves, after kind of starting off slowly, are looking for their 3rd straight home victory. So this will be definitely another challenge going into Pittsburgh and trying to keep the momentum going forward, especially already having sole possession. So you know what, this is going to be, to me, it's going to be a great game for the fans to watch all the way to the end, because that's what the Lions make you do, watch it all the way to the end. Okay, so anyways, I am Mike Thomas. This is the Convergence Report, and I'll be back to finish up right after this.
You are watching Exist TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back. You are watching Exist TV, streaming live from downtown Windsor for the Windsor Downtown Business Accelerator, and this is the Convergence Report with Mike Thomas. We'll be right back.
Okay, and we're back. You are watching the Convergence Report. I am Mike Thomas. Here we are. We're just going to finish up. We talk about the same things. Okay, it is live stream, but please watch it on YouTube afterwards. We're really pushing you. Do subscribe to it. We're trying to get as many subscriptions as possible. Okay, and as many views as possible. Let us know what you think of the show in the comment boxes. We definitely are checking that out. Tweet me, tweet me at Writer Miker. I'm trying to get, I'm up to myself. I got 100 followers. I'm trying to, jump start. I'd like to double that. I'd like the show to double that. So tweet me at Writer Miker. Let me know again what you think of the show. Like us on Facebook. Okay, I got my own. I post some of this stuff on Facebook. Noxtrom Digital Media also post it up on their Facebook, as we really try to be socially interactive, and we're going to keep on growing. That's what we're going to do, keep on growing going forward. We still have very good content of shows. We have Betty to Go, which is normally still on the Thursdays, okay, and we have Ashley Nicole with Beyond Incredible on the Fridays. So we have 3 very, very good content shows that are excellent to watch. You get lots of good information from it, from things that are happening in and around Windsor. And if you want to be on one of these shows, you want to come on as a guest, okay, please, again, let us know, and we'll make those arrangements. You can be a guest on this show if you want to talk some politics. You know what? You want to do a counterpoint in regards to Robble Ford or Stevo Harpo the Magician, okay, you just let us know, and man, the door is wide open. You can be on the Convergence Report anytime you want. Okay, so this is the Convergence Report Special Edition on Wednesday, 13/13. Okay, November 13th, 2013. And you know what? I hope to be back on Monday next week. You're watching Convergence Report. Mike Thomas, live streamed, XE's TV down here at the Downtown Business Accelerator. See you next week.